All right, everybody, Lloyd Hannison here from the Nerd Nest with another first look. Today we're taking a look at PiCTOOi on the Nintendo Switch. This is a Picross clone from the Jules Watson, who runs Atooi, and also being published by Limited Run Games. I'm a big fan of Picross. I love all the Picross games that I've played, and this one looks like it's going to be really fun. So we're going to do a first look of this game. We're going to do 15, 20, 30 minutes. We'll see where the game takes us. But if you're not familiar with Picross, or Picross as some people call it, I call it Picross because that's how it was pronounced in Japanese when I first learned about it, and I keep saying it that way, even though people say Picross in the US and Canada. So don't worry about my little crazy way to say things. But if you're not familiar with the game, you have a grid of squares and you have numbers on the side, and the numbers represent the size of blocks of characters. So if it's a 3 and then a 3, that means that in the line that those numbers are in, you have a group of 3 blocks and then at least one space and then another group of 3 blocks. So it's a puzzle game as you try to figure out where the blocks go, and they make pretty pictures and all that stuff happens. This game, what is it? PiCTOOi is kind of that game, but done up so that it's kind of a brain trainer as well. So yeah, I think that's about it for the preamble. Again, my name is Lloyd Hannison from the Nerd Nest. You can check out what we do over at nerdnest.tv. You can follow me on Twitter at Dasme. And of course, I also host Nintendo Pulse, which is the longest running Nintendo podcast. It's available in audio form over at rez.tv, rezd.tv. And you can check out that show. It's been running since 2006, which is a very, very long time. So anyway, without much further ado, let's get into PiCTOOi from Atooi Games. Oh, hello. Welcome to PiCTOOi, Dasme. My name is Professor Ishida. Did you know your brain is kind of like a muscle? Let's exercise your brain by challenging it with logic puzzles. Solving logic puzzles can expand your mind. Set your own pace. Take the time you need to complete each logic puzzle. It's not a race. Enjoy the process of exercising your mind, knowing that each minute may be a benefit to your brain. Enjoy the journey. Let's begin with a simple logic puzzle to get you started. Okay, and then it's basically telling you how to do it. And also there's a tutorial. I'm going to skip the tutorial because I know how to play Picross. I've played so many of them, and I love each and every one as we get into this one. All right, so this is, oh, my camera's in like a perfect place. This is great. All right, so you can tell by this row here, it has 5, and there's only 5 squares. So you can tell that that one is completely blocked in with the squares by doing that. This is 1, 1, 1, so there has to be a space in between each one. 1, 1, 1. This will have, I'm going to put a B. I'm going to put X's here because that will also help you figure things out. All right, so this is the only place where it can be. Let's put that one in. Hey, it looks like, what is that, a flower? Is that going to be a flower? Oh, it's a leaf? Heart-shaped leaf. Okay, awesome. That was nice and easy as a first puzzle. As soon as this loads in, we'll have a peek to see what else is happening with PiCTOOi. All right, here we go. All right. If you want to see an impressively large example of a heart-shaped leaf, the Empress tree features leaves that are the size of elephant ears. The great surface area of its leaves can produce oxygen at twice the rate of the average tree. Cool. All right, hold the A button. Boom. All right, so I did a puzzle today. Congratulations, Dasme. Exercising your brain each day with logic puzzles can be a great way to sharpen your mind. Plus, it's just fun. All right, cool. So you can go through the rest of the puzzles. You can see at the bottom, it says the puzzle. So C001 is the puzzle, and it's a 5x5. These top row are 5x5, then it goes 10x10, and then these ones are all 10x10. And if you make your way through all the different tools, or all the different categories rather, you can kind of see that it goes all the way up to 20x20. So that's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages of 18. So 180 puzzles. That's not bad. All right, and then if I hit B to go back, So you can see that you have classic Picross puzzles, a diorama, which is a thing. Let's do a diorama puzzle, because I was reading a little bit about what this was, so this would be a good one to show off for everybody. All right, so 5x5, 4x4. Oops. You can tell that that one is going to be there. That one's going to be, oops, that one's going to be there. Oh, no, I don't want, no, I don't want assist mode, but thank you. Hopefully it doesn't say that I used a hint, because I didn't mean to. Hey, it's stairs? Is that what that is? Stairs? Golden diamond. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Interesting. Gotta say, the load times are longer than I'd expect from a Picross game, which is odd to me. I think it's loading up the diorama area. Okay. Mutant Mudds fun facts. Mutant Mudds was originally released on January 26, 2012, exclusively for Nintendo 3DS. Okay, so that's what this mode does. As you fill out puzzles, it builds the background. You can see that I have the golden diamonds, so those appeared. There's 3 of them on the thing, and you can kind of check out what all of them do. Let's do this one. Let's do a 10x10. We'll see if this one is difficult or not, to see what it fills in. So this is something that is a little bit new for Picross puzzles, having that type of stuff. Oops. I'll get that done. A little bit new for the types of Picross puzzles that I've played before, because it will it'll basically allow you to create a diorama, which is pretty cool. Oops. So I'm just going in and doing some stuff really quick. So if I'm going too fast, my apologies. But that's kind of how it is. You can tell that this is a 10x10 grid. This is number 9, so you know at least these 8 are going to be filled, because the 9 will either be that one or that one. So that's kind of how the game goes. You're basically going down using the clues that you have. For this one, it's, well, that is a clue enough for me that it's right. And then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see that that is a thing. There's 2 on that side. There's 1 on that side. What is this? So 3. So that one is complete. So if you want to figure out where the 5 is, you can count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you count from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you lay the 5s on top of each other, these 3 will always be filled, which then allows you to fill more squares. And that's just kind of how it goes. As you're making your way through all the logic puzzles, you're kind of trying to figure out what goes where and how all the pieces fill in just by doing the clues. So probably not the best game ever for a first look, unless you're already familiar with Picross, because yeah, it's one of those things where yeah, you have to know what you're doing to know what you're doing, kind of thing. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at here. Okay, so there's 1 here. There's a 2 here, so you can tell by overlapping that this one has to be a square, and then there has to be a 1 here somewhere, which is interesting. So this is 4 and 1, so I've already finished that line, so that line is complete. So that is definitely not where it is. So it looks like the 1 would be here, which means that the 3s can be either here or here, if that makes a lot of sense. I'm going through this really quick, so my apologies, but just kind of how it is sometimes. All right, so that's the 2 in this row. So one of these will be a 1, and it has to be this one. So I finished that row as well. Boom. Okay, 3 and 3 is done. Okay, so there has to be a 2 here somewhere, and then a 1 here somewhere. So this has to be a 2, and then the 1 has to be here at some point. This is 5 and 1. So these ones are filled in. There's the 2 there. 1, 1, 2, 1. 4, 2, 1. That's the 3. That one has to be a 1. And that one has to be a 1. And then I think this one has to be a 1. Boom, there we go. Finished that one really quick. What is it? I don't know what that one is. Oh, it's the Mutant Mudds Max Head. That's the guy's name for Mutant Mudds. So now we have the Max Head not max headroom, just the max head for this little diorama that is taking an incredibly long time to load. Oh my gosh, the load times in this game is not what I would expect it. All right, there we go. So Max is now highlighted. Mutant Mudds fun facts. The hero of the Muddy Invasion is Max, who stands 23 pixels tall and is made of 8 unique colors. All right, so you can kind of just go through this, filling in all of these ones to kind of paint the background, which is fun. Looks like there's one for each of the Atooi games, and then there's Chicken Wiggle. This one is that bomb chicken game. I can't remember what that one's called. Yeah, so that's kind of neat. There's another Mutant Mudds one. So yeah, all these are pretty cool. It's back up, and let's go to the options. So music, sound, assist mode, and credits. So yeah, very very simple menu structure with 2 main sections, classic and diorama. Let's do a couple more classic puzzles. We'll do another nature one and see what this one is all about. So I'm going through this a lot. Maybe I'll try to talk this through a little bit more. You know that these ones, it's a 5x5, so these ones are all figured out. And actually, I think that's completed the puzzle. Just by filling in the 5s, I completed the puzzle. That was quite easy. This is a sun? Yeah, it's the sun. All right. Now let's see. Load time's a little better, I hope. Please. No, still kind of slow. I think it just waits for the music to fade out, so I don't think it's really all load time. But man, I wish that was sped up a little bit. The brightest bulb in our solar system, the sun not only brightens our sky each day, it is the most important source of energy for life on Earth. How big is it? Visualize this. You could fit over 1 million Earths inside the sun. All right, so this is going to be Picross with little hints and tips about certain things. All right, let's try one of these space ones, 15 by 15. We'll see if it's too tough. Like the other one was hard to explain. I kind of just do it by I do it by just memory. This one looks like it's going to be a little bit too hard. Anyway, let's go back. Let's quit, because I don't want to spend 20 minutes just staring at a puzzle trying to figure it out. So yeah, we'll go back. We'll go do something a little bit easier. Maybe we'll do one of the 10 by 10 of the nature puzzles. Wow, load times. Not something I expected, to be quite honest with you. All right, so let's go back to nature, and we'll do the first of the third row. So puzzle number, what would that be? 17, I think. All right, so this is a 10 by 10. So this one's easy. You know, these ones are completely filled. And this is a 1, 6, and a 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So you can look at these numbers, and when you add up the 1 blank space in the middle, that adds up to 10. So this one's pretty easy to figure out as well. For that row, a 9 can be either these ones, but spoilers, it's this one. You can tell because it's a 4 at the end of this line. So I can fill these ones in with little squares. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That row has been filled in as well. And this one is a 2 and a 3 and a 3. So there's a 3 and there's a 2. So that one is pretty easy to figure out as well, meaning that this whole row that only had a 1 is all filled in as well. Okay, so that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 3, that's a 2, that's a 3. I'm looking at the last bottom number here to figure this one out, which also filled up this row as well. That's a 4, that's a 4, that's a 4. This one's a 5. So if that has a 2, it has to be that one. So this row has been finished as well. And end that one up. Okay, this one has to be a 2. So it has to be in there somewhere. This is a 4, and then a 1 and a 2. So that's been completed as well. We know that is a 3 at the top. And then one of these ones will be a 1 from this column as well. This is a 1 around here, so that this row is finished. I wish I'd grayed out the rows as you complete them. That would be super helpful. Most of the Picross games or Picross games I've played do that as well. So hopefully that happens at some point. Maybe there's going to be a patch that will allow that to happen. Okay, so this is a 1, and then a 3, and then a 2. So in this groups of 4 empty blocks, you know that these 2 at least have to be completed, because the 3 can start here or it can end here. And then that means that these rows are finished as well. All right, so there's a 1 and a 4 as well, 3 and a 1. So this has to be a 1, which means that that one's been completed. This row has been completed, which means that this column is now sorted out, which completed this row as well. Meaning that the only blank square that I haven't filled in is this guy right here, which completed it. Nice and easy. What is it, a rose? Is that a rose? It's a rose. We got a rows and columns on this puzzle. All right, we'll do one more. I don't want to beat them all because I want to kind of do one a day to fill out my little brain calendar. I'll do one more. Maybe we'll go up to the next category over here. The rose is a fragrant flower that symbolizes love, friendship, joy, and other things of beauty. What is believed to be the oldest living rose in the world is the rose of Hildesheim, located in Germany, over 700 years old. Oh, wow. That's pretty neat. All right, let's do a 5x5 food. 5x5s are super easy to finish, so this will take no time at all. Just by looking at it, I know that that is going to be a thing that is going to be easy to complete. All right, a 1 and a 1. That's a 3, and that will be a 5. So I can just put those there. I don't have to put the X's in. This would be really good on the touchscreen too, I'm sure. I'm using a controller, obviously, because... Oh, a donut! Oh, I love donuts. I love donuts. All right, let's do... That was super quick. Let's do one more. We'll do the last food 5x5, or we'll see what the next category looks like. Maybe we'll do that. We'll move over a category. There are over 10 billion donuts made in the USA every year. If my calculations are correct, that amounts to 30 donuts per person. Legend has it the Dutch brought them over and originally called them olie cakes or oily cakes. All right, shopping 10 by 10. Okay, we'll do the first shopping, which is a 10 by 10. We'll see how this one works. All right. Ooh, this one looks like it's going to be tough. So this is a 0. So there's nothing there. That one's easy to figure out. Okay, this is 7. The only place a 7 will fit is here. So I got that one, which means that since the first number in these rows are 1s, that means I can mark these ones off because a 1 can't be before or right after, which makes that one a little bit easier to predict. Oops. Right? Okay, so 3 and 3, 1 and 7, another 7. Oops. Okay, so that's a 1 and a 1. That's a 1 and a 1. Oh, there's a 2 there somewhere, and there's a 3 here somewhere. And a 2, and a 2, and a 1 and a 1. All right, so we're slowly making our way through this thing. Okay, so this row or this column has a 2 and a 1 and a 1. So I can't fit all of those in this space, I don't think, because there's 1 blank space, 1 blank space. I can't fit a 2 there, so then you know that the 2 is here for sure. Okay, so this is a 2 and a 2, which means that this empty space in the middle, I can mark it off because there's no way that a 2 could be anywhere else because we have these 2 lines over here. All right, this is a 1 and a 3, which means that those ones are marked off as well. This is a 1 and a 2, and this is a 1 and a 3 and a 1, meaning that these ones are also blocked off, which are 1s up here. Okay, so we're slowly making our way over here. This has to not be anything because you can't fit 3 here with a space to do 3 and 3. Okay, this is a 1 and a 2. The only space that has 2 is here, which also marks those ones. Okay, a 1 and a 4 and a 1, 1 and a 3. There's a 3 here. there's a 2 and a 1 and a 1. So that one has to be there, which means that that can't be a 3, which means that that has to be the 2 in this row. Okay. This one is most likely a 4 right there. Most likely. Not for sure, but most likely. And since this is a 3 and a 3, I'll mark those ones off as well. That has to be the 1. That one is marked off. That one's marked off. That one's marked off. Okay, 1, 4, and 1. So there is the 1. Okay, so we're down to these 8 squares. We got to figure out which one is more likely. All right, so this is obviously the 3. So I'll mark that off. This has a 1 and a 2. So this has to be that, which then ends this as well, meaning that the only square that I haven't filled in is this one, which will finish the puzzle. Hopefully that was clear as mud. That's how my brain works when I do these things. I kind of go in circles as I'm making my way through it. And that is a t-shirt. Nice and easy. And after the load times, wow, I'm literally blown away that the load times are so long in a Picross. I know he's probably going for, do you know why a t-shirt is called a t-shirt? Because it's shaped like a T. Traditionally, it's made of stretchy fabric and has a round neckline. The world's largest t-shirt is almost 300 feet long and 200 feet wide. All right, thank you for that little bit of trivia. I'm sure that the load times are all for like kind of ambiance and making the game like slow and good for your brain. But man, the load times are pretty crazy. All right, let's see if I can't go down. I can't click on the 4. So I can't check anything else like my brain level or anything like that, right? My brain level's 4, but I don't know what that means. I've solved 7 puzzles and I've used 10 minutes and 19 seconds of time. I may have to delete my save game and start over because all the puzzles I beat shouldn't have taken me 10 minutes, but I was talking it through, and that's kind of how that works. So anyway, I think that is gonna about do it for my first look of PiCTOOi on the Nintendo Switch. This is a $10 Picross game by Atooi, Jules Watson over at Atooi, and it's being published by Limited Run Games. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future we get a physical version of this one on cartridge, since it's coming from Limited Run, which would be pretty darn cool. But I'm really enjoying this one. Load times aside, hopefully that gets solved in the not so distant future. But if you like Picross or Picross and you're looking for another one to play, this is a pretty decent one on Nintendo Switch. $10, available on the eShop right now. Launched last Thursday, I think, is when it dropped. And from what I can tell on my Twitter timeline, there's been a bunch of people that have been really enjoying it. So yeah, oops, not the right button. I was going to take a screenshot here. So yeah, I think that's going to about do it for me, Lloyd Hannison from the Nerd Nest. You can check out what we do over at nerdnest.tv. There's a bunch of great video game content over there. I'm also the host of the Nintendo Pulse podcast that you can check out on my audio podcast network over at rez.tv, REZD.tv. You can check out all the shows that we do there. And hopefully there's going to be some new shows coming in the near future. There's some stuff that is in the plans, but we'll see how that all works its way out. You can check out all the stuff that we do over at rez.tv. So that's going to do it for me, Lloyd Hannison, at Dasme on Twitter, DASME. Would love to talk to you, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.